My name is Miranda Cottle, and in December of 2011 I was diagnosed with ADD. What follows is all in the name of science.
ADD is attention deficit disorder, whereas ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
Someone can be ADD and it doesn't affect their energy or activity level, but ADHD, that has an effect to it.
ADD is like inability to really focus on things and not procrastinate and have this inattentiveness that's kind of throughout your life for the most part. And ADHD, you have that as well as a hyperactivity, kind of a quote-unquote bouncing off the walls.
But like there's so many components to being distracted, and people get distracted in so many different ways.
I have faith in the system that diagnoses people. I'm sure some people slip through the cracks, but in some ways I feel like everybody has it to some degree.
It's a spectrum, everyone has it. It's just a matter of, if it affects anything else in your life, or if it's noticeable by like your teachers or your parents and everything.
So what do you think about like the report that I gave you on me and me having ADD? Like, what was your initial reaction then? How do you feel about it now, if there's a difference?
Well, I mean, I don't know how you feel, and I don't know how you think, so
Yeah.
all I know is what I see. I mean, I know some people that definitely have ADD, and they are nowhere near being as organized as you are. You're fairly organized. Out of all three of you, you were the one that was. You got your stuff done on time for school. You got things done. ADD person does not get it done. The simplest things that need to be done to take care of yourself as a human, they can't do because they can't stay focused long enough. And I never saw that with you. That's why I questioned it.
Do you feel the same now?
Yeah. But there again, I have not investigated, done any research on ADD. I don't thoroughly know it. So they do, and I'm willing to let the people that know what they're doing do what they're doing, even if I disagree with it.
I have been struggling to finish this proposal for one of my classes that was due last week. I'm really frustrated because I've been working on it forever. I've been thinking about it forever, and I know exactly what I want to write, but I can't put it down. I can't just type it up.
I feel frustrated when I compare myself to my peers because I sometimes look around and feel like everyone else, everyone struggles with school, but I feel like everyone else, it comes a lot more easily to them.
Kind of still
struggling with exactly how to do things efficiently and well.
I get kind of down because I'm like, it's taking me so long to get this done. Like, why can't I do better?
And so it's hard when friends are like, oh, I never see you, or, come upstairs sometimes. It's hard to say I can't because I don't get my work done as quickly as you do.
The simple task of like reading like 10 pages, like it sucks for everyone, but they can do it. And for me, it's definitely it's like an emotional challenge because not only do I have trouble reading, but then I get mad at myself because I can't do it. And when I look around me and see like how school comes easier to other people, that's a main source of frustration as well.
I feel like everybody has their own issues, and this just happens to be mine, but I do sometimes feel like it's keeping me back.
If I don't take the medicine, then I don't want to go back to how it was before, when I wouldn't be able to finish any of my tests. I was crying all the time.
It's not ideal for me, just in the sense of it's never been a necessary tool, but if it works for someone else, that's great. And I know it does work for a lot of people.
So here we go. This is my Adderall. It's blue. It's little. It's delicious. I just dropped it. Right, here we go. 10 milligrams, 3 p.m. Refreshing.
The medication has helped me so much, and I don't think I would be where I am today as a student without my Adderall and Ritalin.
Okay, so Adderall, these are the things that Adderall does to me. It gives me a lot of energy.
When I was in high school, I did not want to be medicated, which is one of the reasons that I was never tested, because of all the side effects with medication, and I didn't want to become reliant on that. But as I've had increasing trouble with school, especially at Smith, I think that I am looking to go on that route just because my academics are really suffering.
If I truly think it'll help me, I'll try it at the lowest dose, just because I'm so scared of putting anything in my body.
It really increased my heart rate, made it difficult to sleep at night.
It helps me to focus.
Before, I couldn't finish any tests. I'd always be crying, and my teachers would be like, "What's wrong with this girl?" I gave her an hour to answer 4 questions, and she can't do it.
I could see where some people may have it to the degree where it may be necessary. I don't think I did. I do have it to the degree where it's necessary for medication. But I also practice the AA program, which definitely helps mental disorders. So somebody that doesn't do that, maybe they need the medication instead. I don't know. But what I'm doing is working for me without medication.
But it was really effective in helping me focus. So if I didn't have these other tendencies that it was, making more apparent, it probably would have worked for me. But it was just scary, so I didn't really want to continue on with that, especially as an athlete.
I've been playing sports my entire life, and I've recently just joined the Smith hockey team.
I play ice hockey.
I play ice hockey.
I play ice hockey, and it's one of the few arenas, no pun intended, in life that I can really focus.
By the time practice comes along, usually my medication is worn off. And anyway, I wouldn't like to practice on medication. It doesn't feel the same.
When coaches talk for an extended period of time, I often get distracted and don't really think about the drill.
Hockey is really hard for me because there's a lot going on at one time, and I can never understand a drill when it's being explained to me on the chalkboard. I can only understand it by seeing other people do it. So I've kind of just stopped paying attention when my coach explains the drills because nothing that happens on that board with a marker is going to make sense to me. And
I just can't focus on what they are. I always have to go in the back of the line to watch what everyone else does because I need some time to process it. It can't just be like, oh, this is what it is, this is what it is. Okay, I got it.
But in terms of games, I usually am able to keep focus on that game and like kind of put everything else aside.
I think just being in a game and like especially hockey because we have short shifts, it's like 2 minutes of like really, really paying attention and then you get a break, so that's really helpful for me.
It's helpful to have something in life that I know that this can't affect, because I love hockey, and if it got in the way of hockey, then that would not be a good thing in my life.
I'd say the thing that's always been a long-standing like thing for me to be able to focus on is exercise. Like I've always been able to like really work on that.
But I can get pretty fidgety, I guess, which actually generally helps me focus more because it's not something that I'm thinking about doing, and I do it just to like stay focused, but also stay moving or stay, you know.
I am the annoying person in classes that clicks the pen.
I play with my hair ties a lot on my wrist.
I'm definitely really fidgety. Like if there's ever anything around me, like I'm always like touching it.
You know how those grandmas, they can watch TV and knit, and do you see the crackle thing? That's me.
My feet get really fidgety.
I constantly either shake my leg or I could get really hyper and people don't really know what's going on. They don't really know how to take it.
In high school, if someone was sitting next to me, I would have to grab the sleeve of their shirt and like play with it between my fingers. Like, I don't know, that was just like another weird thing. And everyone would be like, what are you doing? And I'd be like, oh, sorry, like whatever, I'm just bored.
I do this a lot, just because it makes a nice little sound.
This is Blobby Robbie. He serves as a distraction for me in class. You can just squish him, and he has stringy hair. He's like really gross stuff inside of him. It looks like cottage cheese.
It really does give you a really unique perspective on things that you think about, and just in general, like your thought process.
I have improved so much with my time management because of color coding.
Getting a day planner.
Where did you get that planner? I want it.
This is my planner, the best planner in the world.
It's one central place where you know where all of your assignments are and when they're due and things like that. And like remembering to write things down, like when you have an assignment assigned. Like that is the best thing ever. My day planner is my life.
I just power through.
What do you mean you power through?
As in, it's done, it's done. Done is better than good.
I think just college classes in general, you really have to be good at time management.
I've had a lot more trouble at Smith than I did in high school.
The workload, I'm not going to lie, there's been times where I've been up all night and stressing out about it, but I don't feel like that's different from a regular student to a student with ADD. I think it's just Smith is hard.
Well, I think awareness is a big thing. I think when you consciously become aware that you're not staying focused on your own is when you can do something about it.
Organization, or at least trying to organize.
I try to make a list.
I try and make a lot of to-do lists.
Make lists, checklists constantly.
Making lists of things to do, which I sometimes don't follow, but it's easier when I write things down and know, what's coming up, what's going on.
I don't even know how to describe it. I just somehow I get through it.
I think ADD makes me a delightful person, fun to be around, exciting.
I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, like I said previously. Like I think that it's something that like I can manage and like I have managed.
I think it makes me kind of who I am.
I think it accounts for a lot of how my personality is, and I feel like without it, maybe I wouldn't be me, so.
I had to sort of entertain myself, so I was always considered myself a very like imaginative person.
It's made me happy to know that what I thought for such a long time was true.
I don't think it's anything bad. I think it's just a different way of thinking.
I generally see myself as being a mature person, but sometimes I feel like the effects of ADD kind of make me act like a lot younger than I really am.
And I think it's really helpful, especially in workplaces and schools, to have people who think differently.
I don't think I'm glad that I have ADD, but I'm glad that it's diagnosed and it has a name.
it's the last week of classes at Smith, and so just like any other Smithy, I have a million things I have to do before finals begin. The difference is I have this disability, and just like any other student, what I need to do is focus. That's all I have to do. Just focus.